Once, a young prince dreamed of being a great king. He thought ruling meant gold, power, and grand speeches. One day, while visiting a village, he saw a poor farmer struggling to pull his cart from the mud. The prince called his guards. "Help him," he ordered. The farmer smiled weakly. "Thank you, your highness. But sometimes, true leaders don't just command, they lead by example." The prince frowned but rolled up his sleeves. Together, they freed the cart. The farmer bowed. "You've shown strength, not just in your arms, but in your heart." When the prince became king, he ruled with kindness, earning the love of his people. He learned that true greatness isn't about power, it's about serving others.
A young boy named Max was determined to climb the tall tree in his backyard. But when he reached the first branch, he froze. The height made him nervous, and doubts filled his mind. He thought about how many times he could fall and hurt himself. His older sister, watching from below, said, "Max, confidence doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you trust yourself to keep going, even when you're afraid." With her encouragement, Max took a deep breath and continued climbing, one branch at a time. Slowly, his fear lessened with each step. When he finally reached the top, he felt a rush of. At that time Max realized that confidence isn't about not being afraid, it's about taking the next step despite your fear.
Ella and Zoe had been best friends for years, but after a huge argument, they stopped speaking. Months later, Zoe reached out to apologize, and Ella forgave her. They resumed their friendship, and things seemed to be back to normal. However, Ella began to notice strange behavior. Zoe was acting overly nice, bringing gifts and always agreeing with her. After a few weeks, Ella discovered that Zoe had been secretly trying to win her back to hide a secret. Zoe had been responsible for the argument in the first place, but she had tried to manipulate Ella into believing she was always in the wrong. Ella realized that forgiveness doesn't mean letting someone take advantage of you. Forgiveness is important, but it must be paired with honesty and awareness of the true dynamics of a friendship.
One frosty morning, Clara stumbled upon an old mirror at a market. The seller warned, "It shows true beauty, but only to those who help others." Intrigued, she bought it. At home, she gazed into the mirror, expecting to see herself radiant and flawless. Instead, her reflection was dull and plain. Disappointed, she set it aside. The next day, Clara helped a lost child find his way home. Later, when she glanced at the mirror, a soft glow appeared around her reflection. Curious, she began doing more, feeding stray animals, helping an elderly woman with her bags, and offering kind words to strangers. Each act of kindness made her reflection shine brighter. By year's end, her reflection was filled with warmth and light. She realized true beauty comes from the kindness we show. Liam was always impatient. He planted seeds in his garden, expecting flowers the next day. When nothing bloomed, he grumbled, "This is useless." His grandfather chuckled, handing him a small, withered plant. "Take care of this," he said. Liam watered it daily, pulled weeds, and watched over it for weeks. Slowly, it grew into a vibrant sunflower. One day, he explained, "It's beautiful." His grandfather smiled. "You see? Maturity is learning that growth takes patience. Rushing life won't make it bloom faster." Liam realized patience and care are the roots of maturity, just as time nurtures growth.